What's going on, beautiful people? It's your girl Guruji Chastity, and I'm back with another whiteboard video. And I got something real quick and on point for you guys. I want to talk about emotional intelligence. I've been telling us a lot about coming out of your root chakra and coming into your sacral chakra to feel, to truly have an experience. Stop letting life be the process between our two ears. This is where we live life, here in our minds. And what we want to do is feel life into our bodies. So I wanted to go over the 4 areas of emotional intelligence real quick. It's going to be quick and to the point. And excuse my small writing, I wanted to, get some juice in here. So this circle is you. Again, quantum, we always want to draw a quantum equation, a quantum diagram. And what we're looking at, this circle is you, it's me, it's us, right? And what we know about a sphere is whole, right? But what we know about a sphere, what exists in that sphere is a triangle, a square, and tons of other shapes that make the shape of the sphere in itself. So when we look at this sphere, we already know there are going to be elements that fill up the sphere to actually make it a sphere. So the first one that we're going to look at, and mind you, everything always correlates to at least the chakras, supreme mathematics, the 7 hermetic principles. I'm always going to try to add those elements in there so we can continue to connect the dots. So the first level for emotional intelligence that we're going to look at is self-awareness. And the reason, or what is self-awareness? Let me start there. And what we have here, self-awareness is your ability to perceive your own emotions across experiences. That is not particular to one judgment, to like, yo, I know how I feel when I get mad, or I know how somebody feel when I push my buttons. Yeah, it's nice to know those specific moments, but you need to know how those emotions play out in your life across experiences. So self-awareness is about truly understanding your emotions and what they do to you and for you. And what I have done is wrote down keywords, like little bullet points that are going to be some kind of some essences per se, some aspects of the entire concept. So self-awareness, so self-image, all that good stuff, right? So for self-awareness, the key to self-awareness is discomfort. The more uncomfortable you can make yourself in your own environment, and we have to remember, our environment is not external, it's internal. It's the body that we live in. And so if I can make myself so uncomfortable, right, I'm going to know more about myself, right? How many times do you know more about yourself because what you realized was what you didn't like, not based on what you did like? So once we understand what we don't like, things that don't fall into our morals and values, our interests, our hobbies. Once we know what we do like, by being in discomfort, it allows us to find more of our purpose. And how purpose plays into it is because that's your ultimate I am statement. We know that this reality and the existence that we live in is only created by our own ultimate I am statement. Your purpose does not come to man, it comes through man. And therefore, in order for it to come through you, you have to be able to endure, right? You have to be able to endure. Next, we have self-management, and the words are kind of chopped off. So we go from self-awareness to self-management, right? So self-awareness was the ability to perceive your own emotions across experiences, not just one experience, right? Or across all tendencies, right? But when we get over here to self-management, right, what we're going to see is we're going to use this self-awareness to give us the ability to act or not act, do or don't do, right? So that's all self-management is. It's where we house our choices. These are the choices that we're going to make based off our level of self-awareness, right? And so what we get out of self-management is flexibility. But we only get flexibility out of self-management if we can learn to forgive ourselves for the choices that we make, for the mistakes that we make, right? And so we want to become flexible. You don't want to make your I am statement rigid, which is the opposite of flexibility. You don't want to have strong belief systems that just lock you in there, right? Because you want to be able to feel everything. So you want to be able to bounce your ideas, your beliefs, the things that you were taught versus the things that you've experienced. You want to be able to bounce those off of each other and truly feel, which gives you flexibility to actually truly see what you do and don't like. And then once you understand flexibility, you then can see the choices. How many of us have been in a lower vibrational state and you're just like, man, I want more, I want better for myself? Or let's say you're in a low vibrational state, you learn more, and then a situation comes up and it's like, man, I could have applied what I just learned, but I couldn't apply it, right? This is how you hold on to coherence, to be able to make the proper choice, right? But we can't make proper choices unless we know what I'm making a choice about, what I feel, I can't make a proper choice if I don't have the information. And that's why the universe itself created information, then said I'm going to filter the information. It didn't say I got feelings and then I have information, because then it would be biased information, right? It makes sense to me. So next we have social awareness, right? So now we've been learning about the self, then we'll move on to other people. But a lot of times in Western culture, we're taught to learn about the people, then learn about ourselves. And we all know that just kind of doesn't work. And it leaves us feeling empty most times. So then we get to social awareness. Social awareness is the ability to accurately pick up on other people's emotions, right? So you want to be present enough to where you can perceive that somebody may be feeling the same emotions that you have experienced right under here, right? And so social awareness really gives us the opportunity to learn how to stay in the present moment, because somebody else is sharing their life experience with you, and you can't live up here in your head. You have to be present with them, right? You have to be present. And then next, it increases our ability to listen. Social awareness increases our ability to listen, right? Because on a personal level, we said, I know, and then we said, I feel, and then we continue to say, I'm going to do something, right? But we can't do something if we don't listen to others, because we don't want to step on other people's toes. Or if we say, okay, look, I know my purpose now and I want to go do something about it. Well, I have to listen to other people to see what their needs are. If what I'm saying is my purpose is going to be helpful or beneficial to other people. You see what I'm saying? I think you do. And last but not least, we have relationship management, eh? And relationship management is taking everything together. You're able to take the knowledge of self, the knowledge of other people, and then manage your day-to-day interactions, right? So that means you got smooth sailing, because I've learned how to identify, right, my own emotions, which means that because I can manage my own emotions across all tendencies, that means I have the ability to choose how to act and how not to act, right? So if I know how anger just generally makes me feel, like I'm aware of where anger resides in my body. I'm aware when anger hits, I get hot, or my hands start sweating, or my head starts sweating, or my heart starts racing. Like I'm aware of what's happening, then I'm aware of what's gonna come right after. And then I know, because I know what's gonna come right after, I know, okay, boom, I can make this choice or this choice, or I could do this or I could do that. You know what I'm saying? And then we go on to social awareness. Once I know that about myself, I can pick up on that within other people and can see that within other people, right? So ultimately, what we want to get to is relationship management in general. And what we get to in relationship management is just a better quality of life, right? Because now I am aware of my intentions, right? When I look at cause and effect, I'm aware of my cause, because I've laid out all this groundwork. So it means that all of my interactions with other people are going to be, right? It's going to be wet, right? It's going to be popping, right? So, and that's what we're looking for. And then next, it pretty much proper management of this eliminates confrontation. You know, you're able to interact and connect with other people. Whereas if you mismanage your ability for relationship management, it's going to create confrontation, right? You're going to upset people. You're just not going to get all of this together, probably because you're not tapped into yourself. And therefore, since you're not tapped into yourself, it's harder to tap into other people, right? And so therefore, when we get into relationship management, we start to look at the things that we love. This is where humanity really resides, which is within the heart. We're able to start to polarize those energies and really connect and work with other people. And so when we look at this circle, but we've cut it up into a square almost, or a rectangle nonetheless. Again, we always try to connect the 7 hermetic principles, supreme mathematics, and the chakra system. And when we connect this to self-awareness, when we connect this to emotional intelligence itself has 4 different aspects that we look at, which is self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. And those 4 areas also coincide with the chakra system, the 7 hermetic principles, supreme mathematics, so many other things. But what we want to start to do is be able to, things that appear to be tools that you can use this in real life moments, right? You can, in a real life moment, when, let's say, okay, boom, let's say you with yourself and you're like, man, I really want to tap into my own emotions, and I really want to, let me not use other people, let me use myself. I have a hard time crying, right? But what I like to think is that I really don't have a reason to cry, because I can articulate how I feel, because 9 times out of 10 I'm present. I'm aware about how I perceive how I feel across all tendencies. I already know. But there are moments or places in dawn where this fails me. This don't work. Knowledge won't get me nowhere. And I actually have to be present and feel into my body and know, and that's the trick. And what I've learned to do that is that I have to bypass this thinking process right here. I have to bypass it and immediately get into my body. So I had one experience. I was going through a difficult conversation. I felt like the person wasn't hearing me, and I am hyperventilating, crying. Now, here I'm crying in front of somebody else. The fear of not looking good is coming into play in my own mind. I'm over here crying. I can't get my thoughts together. I'm truly crying because I can't articulate what I know. And that freaks me out because I always know. But then here, I'm about to go. You see, I'm going in my head. And I was like, yo, how do I stop this? What do? Struck out running. Kid you not. Struck out, Forrest Gumped it, and just struck out running, crying in the street, jog, whatever I had to do. And I really felt it, and it came up in my body, and I was able, I'm talking about running and dry heaving, gasping for air. But that crying, that getting it out, once I was done, I literally, because I sat down with the person, I said, oh, I apologize, for getting that upset. That was just new to me. Boom, 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 boom. This is how I feel. Calm, just like this. This is what I like. This is, But I'll be trying to bypass that and just think about different things, right? But that's why we can't do that. And that's why knowing all of these is important, or knowing how they connect is important. Knowing how self-awareness is the same thing as your root chakra, right? Having self-awareness is being privy to your own thoughts. Having self-management is being privy to your own feelings as a whole, right? I can manage myself as a whole. Social awareness means that I can pick up on other people's emotions. I can listen. I can perceive things within other people because I perceive them within myself. And I've interacted with them within myself. So I'm not afraid to interact with them among other people. And then last but not least, relationship management, you see. That plays a part in our heart chakra. Now that I have all these other skills, now I want to kind of really truly balance myself and other people. I want to love on humanity. I want to do other things. And that's how this all plays in together, right? So it's a quick little ditty bop. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Emotional Intelligence. If I'm not mistaken, the book was written by Travis Bradberry and somebody believe, but don't quote me on it. I can't remember at this exact moment. But Emotional Intelligence, create your sphere. Put what you know about your self-awareness, your self-management, your social awareness, and your relationship management, and just go from there. These are tangibles that you can apply to your everyday life. Till next time.